There we go. What is Croissant doing?
He's just chomp. I think he just grabbed some of his food and brought it over to the mat. I don't know. No, he's okay. Either that or he hacked up a hair.
He's eating magic cards, probably.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. 1 second. What are you doing, buddy?
No, he's all right.
I don't know what he's doing. No hairball.
No, okay.
I think he sneezed.
Oh.
You sneezed, little baby kitty. Oh my God, you're a cute kitty. Mr. Snuggly Pants. What do you have to say to people? What do you think about Groupons, Croissant?
Meow.
Said, Donkey! Dad, I'll kill you in your sleep. It's like, once you set up that auto feeder, I'm going to murder you, and I don't need you anymore.
It's true.
Because I'm tired of you waking me up at 4 a.m.
It's true.
He's going to wake you up at 4 a.m.
Fun.
Get ready.
Food's in there if you want to feed him at 4 a.m. if he wakes you up. That's the only way you'll stop biting your toes. Just like me. You think it's Croissant nibbling on your toes in the morning? It's just
you.
me.
It's just you. Hey there.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast, episode 30, your favorite podcast where we talk about your favorite format, Pauper, with only commons. I am your host, Cameron Schindler, joined with always in person, all the way back from Orlando, Florida, Thomas Gunn.
No.
Orlando, Florida.
How was Disney World, man?
Hello. I would tell you if that had been the case. God, wow, I can't even play in the bit.
Hey,
No.
yes, and.
Yes. Disney was hot,
You were in Vermont.
sticky. I was in Vermont. Vermont and Mass were both very hot earlier last week. They had quite a heat wave come through.
Yeah, I was talking to my parents yesterday. They live in South Dakota. It was hotter in South Dakota yesterday than it was in Tennessee.
Yeah. Same thing last week. It was super hot, but no.
warming.
Come through, passing through for a few days before we continue on our
Summer
my partner and
excursion.
I's continued summer adventures.
Yeah, so you're
And,
stopping by. We're having a sleepover tonight. Yeah. Yay. And
I wasn't invited.
I literally said, stay
Kidding.
here.
I'm kidding.
I said,
You're
we have
welcome
a
to.
sleepover.
Not
I
kidding.
said, all
That
the
would be
three of
so
us.
much fun.
Yeah, that's what I said. We can play video games all night and have a sleepover. Hippo's like, I would like to sleep and
In
not
my
be
own
around.
bed, please.
Boo.
When it's only 20 miles away.
But what if you shared a bed with the Thomas Gunn?
I've shared a room with Thomas Gunn a few times.
What if I introduced you into our podcast too?
You could
Also joined by James. Doesn't like to stay at my house. Hippo Hieronymus. Just get in, get out. Record this. Let's get done.
I've slept at your house before.
This is true.
So
After it, you were very under the influence.
that yes.
But that's a good thing.
Maybe
It's
I
a
was.
good
That's
thing to
exactly
stay
a
over.
good reason that I didn't go anywhere.
Exactly. I'm glad I convinced him. I wouldn't have let him laugh.
It wasn't. It was just I couldn't even hold my head up off the table.
Dude, that was so funny.
That was very funny.
Would you like, Hippo, do you want to stay over? I have a spare bed. No. Would you like a blanket? That'd be nice. Would you like a pillow? That'd be nice. Would you like a bed? That'd be nice. I'm like, all right. But today we have a little twofer.
Hello, everyone.
We have a little twofer. We got two topics. That's what a twofer means, 2 for 1. We got a little fan question first about what happens if some cards got unbanned. What would that look like? So we'll kind of spew our thoughts and feelings about that real quick. And then we're going to talk about a big Pauper tournament that happens over in Italy.
Paupergeddon Pisa 2024.
Oh, yeah. One of the Paupergeddons came around, so
Summer
this is always
series.
fun to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Especially right after MH2.
2?
MH3.
I think you're a couple years off there,
Yeah.
bud.
Just a couple.
Just a
Just
few.
couple.
About 3 of them.
Yeah.
Shall I read this fan mail?
Let's read this question. Who is it from?
It is from
What's their first
Mark,
name? Cool.
a.k.a. Willie.
All right.
Wild?
Willie.
W-I-L-E. Willie?
Wiley.
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 W-I-L-Y.
Email me again and let us know how wrong we.
You're looking at it.
I can't see it, so I need you to read
I
it.
spelt it. W-I-L-E.
I think that's Weil.
That would also
Yeah,
read it as
Weil.
Anyway.
From Mark, a.k.a. Weil. Hi. Really enjoyed the podcast. I used to regularly write about Pauper on blog and previously on Card Market. I've recently started writing again with time permits. Anyway, I have a question for the pod. If the artifact bridges were banned, Could we safely unban cards? And then he linked to his blog.
Sick.
I'll throw that in the description. I'll take a gander at it.
Hmm.
Could we safely unban cards? The bridges. What are the bridges?
The bridges are all the MH2 artifact lands that are two colors, and they come in tapped, and they are indestructible.
You know, like what you said, artifact.
Yeah, artifact lands.
Oh, yeah. Affinity has caused many a bans in the past.
That is correct.
Especially after these bridges were printed. Like, the bridges were printed in MH2, like you said, it immediately impacted Pauper.
Well, I think the first thing that got banned post that happening was the
Disciple.
that and the Mirror Enforcer's Land Cycler card.
Oh, you're right.
Sojourner's
Companion.
yeah.
Yeah, that card.
And Chatterstorm, but that's for
That's
other
a
reasons.
different
Oh,
conversation.
you're right. It was Sojourner's ATOG, then Disciple.
Oh, did he? I can't remember.
I
But
promise
it was after the initial companion ban, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that card would still be too good. Or like,
Sojourner's Companion?
yeah, it's still just Mirror Enforcer with upside.
Cool. Is Mirror Enforcer like indie? Like
Does Tutor for Blood Fountain seems kind of messed up.
it's
Still?
tutor? It's tutor for an artifact land.
Oh, is it Artifact Land?
Yes.
Okay, that is less good.
That's why I was really confused.
I
Did
thought
you think
it
it was
was-
just demonic tutor for artifacts?
No.
That sounds like you
Clearly.
thought it was demonic
No.
tutor for artifacts.
Clearly.
Single
Okay,
2
okay.
mana instant speed cycle.
Okay,
Go
then
get-
I would be a lot more comfortable unbanning Sojourner's Companion, but I still think like ATOG and Disciple of the Vault together is still too much, I think. Like those two just thrusting at you at once is just too much.
I would actually still like to see. I would still like to see Affinity with having access to ATOG. I think it's a really interesting way that the game's interesting is one way to put it, I guess. I think the gameplay of like fling ATOG is still really cool. It's a fun way to end it's like a fun novelty way to end the game. And you have to and there's a real cost to it. Like obviously if you
it's pretty all in.
yeah, it's pretty all in. Like you have
Yeah.
to do the thing. Like you have to go in for it. So it's not like a guaranteed kill either.
But if you're all in and
then
you're
you
not, the only thing that really gets you is a counterspell.
Yeah,
You know what I
kinda-
mean?
that's-
So like if you're not playing against blue and it's like you just don't sacrifice like 2 artifacts and it's like you're gonna get out of Gal Blast and Bolt range very quick.
I mean, yeah, you can sack your thing to prevent all.
Wait,
like,
no, it doesn't gain toughness, does it? ATOG?
it
Pretty sure it
gains-
does.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, I'm a monster.
It's like +2/+2, right?
I thought
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
But I'm
that's
like,
why
wait
it's
a minute.
so good.
Yeah,
because it survives
Yeah, so it gets out of those
everything.
ranges very fast.
yeah.
So
sack
it's just
sack
like-
2 artifacts, it gets out of range of every burn spell in the format.
So it's like really the only thing that really I don't think the combo is as vulnerable as people think. Because like what they try to cast down it, you sack everything and then fling it.
No, that you can say I get it. I understand why it's there, but you say, but if we're just down to the original Mirrodin artifact lands, that's a little less.
Yeah. If you had to choose one, which one do you think would be safer to unban? ATOG or Disciple?
ATOG or Disciple.
Should I read these cards out loud for our viewers if they don't know them?
I mean, yeah, they're banned cards, so they're not necessarily on everybody's radar anymore. Go for it.
So ATOG is 1 of the red for a creature ATOG. 1/2, sacrifice an artifact. ATOG gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And Disciple Vault is a
Single black mana.
single black. We've had this conversation all the time. A single black mana for a creature. Oh my gosh, that is not Disciple of the Vault. I just started reading something else. On the monster. A single black mana for a creature, human, cleric, 1/1. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may have target opponent lose 1 life.
Whenever an artifact,
So your
so
opponent
it works on both sides.
So messed up.
Works on both sides. That's why you
They-
can't
they
you can't
just-
you can't have ATOG
Together.
and Disciple together. That doesn't work. That's too much now.
Too powerful.
It's a bit much because there's also think about that. Think about this. Since that was printed, like since those were gone, those were
I can't
banned.
believe they let you do that.
Since those were banned, like think of how many trinkety artifacts we've gotten since then.
So many. And
So
tokens, too.
Limbus, yeah.
Yeah, like Limbus, Blood Fountain.
We've had, I think, Blood Fountain. Or, oh, yeah,
no,
yeah.
Blood Fountain wasn't around.
Well, Darren Epicurios, Midnight Hunt was around for
Oh, I'm
ATOG.
saying, during Disciple.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Fact check us, Cameron.
I'd
Pauper
be happy
ban.
to be wrong.
Disciple of the Golf got banned on
It's been a long time. Feels like.
March 7th, 2022.
When did Midnight Hut come out?
MTG Midnight way sooner than that.
21 might have been.
I think it was within that standard cycle. I think they did overlap a little.
2021. Yep, Cameron's right.
Okay.
Imagine
Fall
that.
20.
That's a first.
No, it ain't.
It's not. I hate to admit.
Anywho,
Editor, please go to the part where I'm very arrogant.
Anywho,
No, leave that in. I need to.
You
Then
some
I'll-
Riz. You need to get
Yeah.
some confidence.
No. I'll listen
This
to it
man's
back
got
and
a
I'll be
date
like,
tomorrow.
no.
listen to those nerds thinking that they were right. No, I was right all along.
I need to listen back. I'm like, man, I need to chill out.
But yeah. So we're really just really going at is that like they've printed all these like insanely good trinkety artifacts since that like since Disciple's been gone, and it would just only get worse. So yeah, I think Disciple is safer to interact with than ATOG is. Like as far as like stopping people from doing stuff, because you're saying like the combo kill of ATOG Fling, like ATOG Fling is like harder to interact with than just letting this 1/1 sit on the board. It immediately dies to like everything in the format.
It
Yeah.
needs help from other things
It
to
has
do
to
the
have
stuff
other
where
things go
ATOG
right.
is just
It does all the things
of it
on
itself,
its own.
I
basically,
feel
yeah.
like the
Yeah.
play patterns. Why am I doing this in my hands? But I feel like the play patterns with Disciple of the Vault, it's not going to be play this on turn 1, play this on turn 2, or play this on turn 3 or 4.
No, it's going to be
even.
a way later.
I think it's going to be like, okay, I found my 1 of or 2 of copy of makeshift munitions. Okay, are you tapped out? Have we been having a long game and like interaction has been traded and stuff, and we're getting towards the end? Play Disciple Vault, play makeshift munitions, like pay 7, sack my lands, and dome you for 14. 14 even. Like that's what I put a lot of decks.
Let me stop you there because it works on the other side. If they also had one, right?
That's true. Yeah.
And it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that is true. That is a good point. And that sounds like a mental misstep problem.
So yeah, I think the play patterns are like with both are just not like particularly great.
No.
Like I don't think they're great.
They're pretty miserable because we tried.
Yeah.
We've had one of them on their own before, and it was still like, okay. I think it was Disciple of the Vault was on its own first, right? I can't remember if they banned ATOG or Disciple of the Vault first.
They banned ATOG first, I think.
I'm not going to fact check it, but
I'm pretty sure they banned ATOG first.
I think that's right as well. But either way, it was like we've seen them without ATOG, and I don't think banning bridges would help all that much because, like you said, we've gotten access to like Limbus and stuff now too. So it's just like, is that really going to matter?
Well, I mean,
Campfire?
I think when Cranial Ram coming in with MH3, when they were talking about when Gavin Verhey put out the article with he and the rest of the Pauper format panel discussed, like they have continually mentioned in these articles and updates with bans that like they consider banning the bridges or the regular artifact,
Yeah,
like
they
one
talk
of the
about
two
it.
cycles. They talk about it, and in testing, at least for Cranial Ram, in whatever testing they did, they found that removing one of the cycles of artifact lands just wasn't going to be enough for something
Yeah.
on the power level,
Yeah.
like Cranial Ram or maybe Cranial Plating too.
I will give another thing. There is a deck currently that exists in the format that would abuse Disciple of the Vault outside of Affinity. It's that Altertron deck.
Oof.
That
Yeah.
Altertron deck would end the game so quickly.
Oh,
Yeah. Instead of the next turn, sometimes.
Yeah, you don't have to pass the turn; they just die.
Like you
Oh,
have.
all right, I
Alter.
have infinite 3/3s. Go.
Yeah, go.
You
And
could
then
probably
you
like
die.
fair combo them off.
Yeah,
with,
you
like
can just-
mana. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point.
Yeah, I think that would be disgusting. So like cards. But the question was like, what cards would be safe to
I
unban?
think just Sojourner's
I think
Companion.
Sojourner's Companion is a fine card because it's just a 4/4. Like, let's just be real.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4/4 with Affinity. It's just Mirror Enforcer with a slight upside.
And I don't want to deal with all that glitters again. I don't even want to have that conversation with all that glitters.
You
I think it's
know,
still good already.
It's
And like even with Disciple and stuff, we didn't even mention we have 4 more copies of 3-bit Inspector
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that make clue tokens. You
Yeah,
know?
so like there's so many different ways you could build whatever black X artifact trinket whatever you want, and then it would just be disgusting. So yeah, I think really the only card that's like is worth unban, I think would be safe for to unban is just the Sojourner's Companion.
And that's
And
not
that's-
a trade that's worth it at all.
That's-
Bridges
no.
for and a lot of people are saying like all these cards are dying for the sins of bridges or untapped artifact lands.
Right.
And it's just like these cards would be good without them still, and it's just the format's more fun with the bridges and with the artifact lands
Right.
than ATOG.
Well, no. I also think I think when people are saying that the format would be better, and I think is what they're saying is just if they just didn't exist. Like they're not bringing anything back.
Oh, okay.
Just in general, just don't have the bridges.
I really disagree with that too, though. For the people
because
that
most of the arguments that I've seen on that are because people want to play cleansing wildfire decks.
Yeah,
that's the
what I'm
only
saying.
reason.
It's cool,
but that's one card. That's
Yeah.
one card. Now,
and I think that's a cool element that would be gone.
I do agree because I also like.
So why are we
I also
removing
like
things?
the cleansing wildfire
Yeah.
decks. But if that's like the only card that's like really worth saving for, is that really worth it though?
Yeah, it is dope to play against Ponza.
I mean, yes, it's very good against Ponza, which is obviously one of the a heavy or a huge topic right now, and after this past couple weeks.
Yeah, and I think it's fine. I think they're fine in the format. I don't think they're overbearing. It's like you look at the Affinity deck in Legacy, very, very much stronger. It doesn't play any of the tap lands or anything. It just plays the 4 original Mirrodin. But like, there's so many more tools. There's soul lands and stuff. So it's just like that's a hard comparison. But then that goes to Modern, and it's just like where the Mirrodin lands, the untapped artifact lands, are banned in Modern.
Yes.
But then the bridges just don't see any play at all.
That's not true. They do see the usually it's the blue ones. The blue bridges do see play.
Occasionally.
Very
it's
seldom
not like
say
I mean
play.
like I'm saying like if we're playing Affinity and Modern
Fringe,
or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a fringe deck, but if those are really the only time that those see play. It's that deck specifically.
Like a tier 3, tier 4 deck, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can say, I personally like the play patterns that bridges have in the format. They're really good with Ponza. They're good with the wildfire decks, so on and so forth. I think they're fine.
I like it turning on Blast. I think that's fine. Mm-hmm. Get rewarded for playing tap lands with the Galvanic Blast.
But I also could be convinced to live in a world where we don't have all of the like super good mana options like that, and getting rewarded for playing more aggressive strategies with like just untapped lands, like the untapped artifact lands. Like we'll go circa like 2019 or whatever for like Affinity, like Affinity of 2019 that had ATOG Fling in it, but like having like Carapace Forger, that's a cool card. It's a 2-mana 4/4. That's nothing to scoff at.
I don't think the bridges made artifact decks slower necessarily. I think the format did. Like, I think that's a power creep thing. I think if you got rid of bridges, Affinity just wouldn't be like, okay, let's be this dinky little aggro deck. That's not what Pauper's about anymore.
No, not anymore. And also, I mean, things will port over to whatever is going on now. Obviously, there would be a huge shift in what's going on, but it would just be an interesting. I mean, obviously, this is an interesting thought experiment we're having right now. I think it's an interesting idea. It's like, what would it look like? What would things be like if those just weren't around anymore?
I don't think Grixis Affinity would be a thing. I think it'd be like either Is It or Rakdos or something.
I still think you actually get into the world of like, I still think 5-color Affinity would be or 5-color Affinity, 4-color Affinity like it used to be. That's what it used to be. It'd be 4-color Affinity. You still play you played Galvanic Blast, Thoughtcast, a green card. You played Disciple of the Vault. You played all these cards. They were all different colors. And then you had sideboard cards because you were playing Prophetic Prism. You can't play Prophetic Prism, but you have Energy Refractor now if you really, really wanted it. So, I mean, I think
you could do Ornithopter Springleaf Drum if you wanted.
Yeah, that was we still had Springleaf Drum too. So, I would be interested to see what it would look like. I'm not necessarily advocating for one way or the other, but I think it would be interesting to see.
Cool.
I don't think it would help the format if they got banned at all. I think it would hurt the format.
In what way?
I think it would take away a lot of like the distinctiveness of Pauper. I think it's cool that the Affinity decks, like Grixis Affinity being the premier Affinity deck, I think it's cool it is like this 3-color mid-range Affinity deck, and that's not what a lot of people think of when they think of Affinity. And it's like it can do like the Frogmite Mirror Enforcers thing, but I like that it can grind with like Blood Fountains and stuff. And I think having tapped lands to support your 3-color decks that are also artifact lands is good. Like, we don't have 3-color decks in Pauper that do not play bridges. I think if you get rid of bridges, you're getting rid of 3-color decks in Pauper because the mana sucks in Pauper.
Do we not play all these like whatever the ping lands from Outlaws or gain life lands from Cons or whatever?
I don't think so, because I think the 3-color decks that use them are using them because they can either Cleansing Wildfire them or they're playing cards that give a damn about artifacts. Oops.
That's fair.
Like, I guess you can say like Dredge is a 3-color deck. I'm not gonna like you. I'm not gonna call it that.
Quote is a 3-color deck. Yes, technically.
Garden sometimes plays a red land, but three color
like true
true
color
gates.
decks.
I guess I shouldn't say that. The other more than 3 color decks are the gates decks too, and that's another identity that I wouldn't want to tamper with.
No, and it's funny because I think the Gates decks have never done anything like overtly too powerful for the format.
Oh no! Remember when Gate Soup was good for a little bit?
Like 4-color ephemerate gate piles. Yeah.
Destroy Thomas Gunn, Sario Gatekeeper.
I
have a foil.
Destroy Cameron Schindler's hopes of winning a Pauper tournament
with less good gates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was annoying.
Was it? So no, I mean,
I still split the finals.
So yeah, really, I think our takeaway from this is that you could bring back Sojourner's Companion, but you lose like a whole part of the format.
Yeah,
that's not worth it.
And I think the people that are very gung ho about banning stuff, I think it's very easy just to put your opinion out on the internet without really thinking too much about it. And I think, you know what I mean? People just, I'm just going to say this because I can say it, and don't really think about what would happen.
Or it's like an amalgamation of what they've heard from other content creators or people in the shop or whatever. It's just recycling the same opinion.
Yep. Just
bothers it bothers me.
Yeah, I know. You've called me. I'll say something that CCR said in the Grindcast.
Right. And I love the Grindcast.
And you'll just be like, just in the Grindcast this week? I'm like, yeah. Why do you think that?
And I love the Grindcast. I just want you to form your own opinions.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's our takeaway.
So don't use our opinions.
Yeah, our opinions don't mean anything.
Thanks for listening to 35 minutes of us about our opinions.
That. Like 10, 15 minutes of that is us talking about Hawk Tua.
do Hawk Tua.
Oh, God.
That one is very good.
That one was very good. I'm so glad I got to see that today.
Y'all want to talk about some Paupergeddon?
No, I would love nothing more.
Woo! All right. So let's do a little breakdown here. Okay, so Paupergeddon. So as many of y'all may know, Paupergeddon is a huge Pauper series. Happens once a quarter in Italy. This was the summer series event, and it was in Pisa. This one was 638 players.
Wowzers!
638 players, fam. That's insane.
Wild.
That's amazing.
That's so cool.
It was 12 rounds of Swiss. I believe you needed it was 7 rounds day 1, 5 rounds day 2. It was cut to top 8. I believe you needed a 5-2 record or better to make day 2, which right. I think that I like that.
How many rounds of Swiss did you say on day 1?
7 rounds day 1.
Okay.
5 or 2 better makes day 2.
Okay.
I like that.
Cool.
That's
I like that.
That's very solid.
Way less intense than like an old GP.
Yeah,
that feels doable. It's hard, but it feels doable.
Oh no, it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like playing like a locals plus 2 rounds of top 8.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. That's
easy.
Just another day at the office.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's just like a
Maybe
locals. Then day 2.
Yeah. Well, then you just play another locals.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good mindset.
2 locals,
1 round at a time, babe. 1 local at a time. Let's take. This
that's what I thought when I day 2 the RZ in Dallas. I was like, all right, it's just a league. I just got 3-2 the league and I make the Pro Tour.
That's easy.
Yeah,
You're the king of 3-2 leagues, so that's just.
I'm the king of 2-3 leagues. What are we talking about? Oh man, we have so much to talk about here, fam. Where do we want to start? Do we want to just start?
Should we just put our little fingers in this top 8
deck list,
or do we want to?
Let's go through. Let's look at the meta share of the total top 32 because with 638 players, like we can take a snapshot of a larger top percentage of these players and really get a sense for like how the metagame shook out. So I'll go through from lowest quantity to highest quantity,
just
in top 32.
Just all of it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
32, not the whole
in the pie chart. I'm gonna just
you
quickly
don't want
walk
to talk
through the
about
pie
overall
chart.
in the whole tournament first. Like, what was the most popular deck in the entire tournament?
Do you have those stats somewhere? Because I don't have those stats.
I do have those stats.
Where do you have those?
Gavin
stats?
Verhey's Twitter.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I did see that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got it. I don't know who got it. For those curious. Gavin Verhey tweeted, for those curious on the Pauper health, I'm quite happy with how Paupergeddon played out. It was awesome to watch all weekend. 7 unique decks in the top 8, 16 in top 32. Format have to make sure you looked healthy and evolving. Here for those for passing by. I don't know where he got this from.
Okay.
Thank you, Gavin Verhey. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Let's start here. Great. Thank you for digging this up. Thank you, Gavin. Okay, so we have our day 1 metagame with 638 players. I'll go from the bottom to the top. As I point out, we got 90. There are 96 players playing decks that had a representation of less than 10 decks.
Fewer.
Fewer. Thank you. Fewer. Thank you, Weird Al Yankovic. Fewer than 10 decks.
You're welcome.
You know he does that. He goes around
I know.
and stores and smacks fewer over the 10 items or less signs at the grocery store.
That's funny.
Anyway, so we had 10 pilots on Mardu Synthesizer, taking a book out of Cameron's, a page out of Cameron's book. We had 12 copies each of Walls. Is Walls Cascade different than? Yes, Walls Cascade, which is different than Walls Combo. And 12 copies of Golgari Gardens. We had 17 copies of Dimir Terror. 20 copies of Familiars. We also had 20 copies of Boros Synth. 24 copies each of Altertron and of Mogwarts. 27 copies of the new Sadistic Glee combo with the Brood Scale.
That's what that meant.
Yeah, that's the Glee combo.
Well, I just
Sadistic Glee.
saw on the top 32 it just says Glee, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Also, 27 copies of Cawgates. We had 29 copies each of Walls Combo and Jeskai Ephemerate. Moving into our top 5 most represented decks, 32 copies of Orzhov Blade.
Let's go.
And this one's a little blurry. I think
Also 32
Godolpha
copies.
Red.
It's also 32. All right, 32 copies of Kuldotha Red. 54 copies of Rakdos Madness.
That's a big jump.
That is a huge jump.
Absolutely. And we'll see why when we get into decks.
Talk about another big jump, too.
In second place, the second most played deck, 78 copies of Gruul Panza. This makes I don't know about anyone else on the internet, but this makes me happy. And then in first place, we have 88 copies of Grixis Affinity in the field. So that is your day 1 metagame. A very heavy representation for Grixis and Panza. Very solid representation for Rakdos Madness, and then it kind of just scales down from there.
I have a question for y'all. Do you guys have any idea how the Grixis Affinity Panza matchup plays out? I would
imagine that it is in slight Panza's favor now.
Just because of Writhing Chrysalis?
Well, not even just Writhing Chrysalis. All your creatures are gigantic. One, you get a bunch of 2-for-1s out of your creatures, like all the Cascade creatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's another one.
And
then at some point, and then post board, you get to swap out your land destruction spells for
better ones,
better land
that
destruction
actually
spells.
work on the bridges that we were talking about. Yeah,
which is also just a removal spell if you really needed it.
I was thinking about Refurbish Familiar could be like kind of a monster in that matchup, but
your
Grixis isn't abusing it like
Grixis is using it pretty
Orzhov Blade would be.
Yeah, you're not trying to like ephemerate it or anything.
So I feel like Orzhov Blade would have a harder or better time against Panza, but at the same time they have more lands to blow up too, which is kind of funny.
At least on the refurbished familiar axis, I agree.
I'm sure once a Chrysler,
Merry Chrysler.
Once Panza lays down a Chrysler on them, it's pretty hard for them to deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
it's just Chrysler.
You don't even have to sack any spawns. It just blocks anything they're going to have in the air, like the familiars if they're playing snackers.
Yeah.
The only card it doesn't just. Well, actually, it straight up blocks every creature in the deck. Full stop.
How do they kill that thing?
Like,
if they're not
put
playing
2 counters on it, and
they put 2 counters on it. It's literally it's
just
bigger than anything that they have.
You can't Gal Blast it.
No, you can't get. How do they? They have to double Gal Blast it.
Tithing Blade.
Oh, it comes with Tithing Blade, Father.
Yeah.
I'm saying cast downs their actual way.
Yeah. Do they play cast downs main still? Is it usually like 1 or 2?
Yeah, it's not very many unless they want to change.
And then you cast down the Writhing Chrysalis, and then your Altasaur just laughs.
Yeah.
Altasaur into boarding party into
Wild
Hunter.
Avenging Hunter. I think you're dead.
I did that to you once. It was pretty hot.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah. Since degrading.
No, so so some takeaways from this is that we knew Grixis was going to be a big winner of this for MH3. Obviously, it was very very easy to figure that out. It's so funny. I think we actually have mislabeled what the best card to come out of best common to come out of MH3 was.
I still think it's Refurbished Familiar.
Are you switching
I
to
might
Chrysler?
I might have to
Chrysler
I'll be the contrarian here.
Mm-hmm. As you like to be.
Or is it
No, I think it's Chrysalis.
yeah?
Yeah, I think I'll be the one to jump ship
If
first.
anything, maybe Sneaky Snacker is giving it a run
Yeah,
for its money.
Well, I did say that those two were the
Those
best.
two,
I did
sure.
say those two.
Sure.
I feel like Grixis Affinity was expected, and this Ponza, as of last week, was expected. Now that we saw it kind of pop in those challenges.
Yeah.
The Rakdos Madness was pretty shocking.
That one was huge because like it was a deck that existed beforehand and it was totally fine.
And people were talking about Sneaky Snacker being a player in that deck.
It started. We talked about it in some challenges last week too.
And
Yeah.
Mr. Caliceyes was playing that early with Refurbished Familiar and stuff too, and he was saying like that was like a good card and stuff. And then we saw it pop up in some Madness decks and stuff too, and it's just like, okay, that just fits like nicely and neatly in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have a blue source to cast it. They're just pitching it. They have the demand answers to pitch it, and they have the faith.
Well, that's
facilities
new
to pitch
technology.
It.
We'll get to
okay.
that.
So, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I'm willing to jump ship and say that I think Chrysalis might be better.
As
very
as
good.
as regurgitating other podcast information, as we're talking about, we love doing so much.
yes,
just to
yes.
use other people's opinions around.
Yes, Master Shinda,
I don't
yes.
think like saying this card, arguing over first and second best card in the format, it doesn't matter.
No. What
What point to a conversation does it serve?
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, hit me.
All right. So we like completely glanced over Writhing Chrysalis in our set episode, right?
You bet we did.
We absolutely just
Oh,
blew
yeah.
over that card. We're like,
Yeah.
that's whatever.
Yeah, we didn't
Didn't
even
even
read
think
it.
about
We didn't. Yeah, we're like, yeah, this is whatever.
That's just
Like-
the red green common for draft.
Yeah.
Which is,
We're not alone.
Oh,
though.
we didn't even know the
no
power
one- no
in
one-
draft yet, too.
well, it's true. We didn't understand how good it was in the limited format right away. But like, I mean, there's something to be said about us just completely like a card that is as good as it is, and we just ignored it. We were just like, this is whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Made a whole deck just infinitely better.
Cool.
That's really it.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay. So my point is, but why does it matter if it's the best card in the set versus the second best card in the set or the third best card in the set? You know, like we're just splitting hairs. Like it doesn't matter what the.
No. I get it. Well, I'm just saying it on paper it beats both of the other cards like by itself.
Cool.
That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron is he's giving me this look of just.
I'm still, like I said, I'm regurgitating from other podcasts. Patrick Sullivan said he's like, oh, what are we gonna just talk about like fantasy basketball plays of them like trading this or who the best player is because it doesn't matter because they're never gonna trade first and second best player, or do we want to talk about the actual intricacies of the game? You kind of think.
I don't know. I think James is talking about the intricacies and that Chrysalis could just
Cameron's just trying to be a
stonewall
dick.
the
Is
other-
what he's doing.
Cameron's just trying to go on.
No.
Anyway, let's look at the conversion to day 2.
I love you, Hippo.
He's just mad because I won't sleep over.
This is true.
Big facts. Where's day 2? Day 2? Are we talking about top 32? Was
hold
day
on.
2 top 32?
No, day 2 is more than 32. I'm gonna.
Where is this at?
It's in Gavin's replies.
Oh, here it is. Cool.
This
is awesome.
You can probably do the math. I'm not gonna do the math currently. But this. Oh no, the math is right there for me. It's so from 638 players in day 1. I believe you had to have like we talked about, the 5-2 record, or better, which was 143 players for the day 2 cut. Looks like this is the metagame breakdown for day 2. There were 14 decks in the other category. I assume that's like one copy a piece each. We had 2 copies of Boros Bully, White Weenie, Is It Control, which I would assume is a Terror deck, and Golgari Gardens, 2 copies of each of those. 3 copies each of Mardu Synthesizer, which is a decent conversion rate for only 10
10
Marty
people,
Synth
it's
copies.
pretty
Same with Walls Cascade, and Familiars had 3 copies as well. We had 4 Sliver players in day 2. They must have been included in the other category for day 1, but they made the pie chart for day 2, so good job, Sliver players.
They snuck in there.
wild.
Also 4 copies of Altertron. We got 6 copies of Jeskai Ephemerate, 7 copies of Mogwarts, 9 copies of Walls Combo, 10 copies of Rakdos Madness. The 4th most represented deck, Grixis Affinity, from 88 copies in day 1 down to 14 copies in day 2.
Yeah, that's 16%, like, for a conversion rate.
In 3rd place with 15 copies, Sadistic Glee Combo. That's 15 out of 27.
That is
That
very high
jumped
number.
up.
That's an
That jumped
excellent conversion rate. That's really, really strong.
My guess there is that people didn't really exactly understand how to fight this deck.
Right. I think that's a very good point. Then your last 2 decks here, we got 18 copies of Koldatha Red.
That's also a pretty
Yeah,
high conversion rate. That's over half.
More half.
That did pretty well.
Yeah, because it had 32 copies going
Yep,
into
yep.
in day 1.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that
That's,
did
did
pretty
really
well.
well.
And then coming in at just under a third of their total players, Ponza, 25 copies.
And that's not
in
bad either.
Day 2.
Because, like, people
No.
always say, like, if a bunch of people are playing a deck, it's like some people are going to bring that deck percentage down, of course. You know what I mean? So, like, it still having 25 day 2 and being the most represented is pretty good.
Yeah.
But it did start at second most represented, so.
And then I'm not going to go through the whole wheel for top 32 here. We'll go through a bunch of individual deck lists in a minute here, and we can include the links to these Pauper Wave articles as well. Pauper Wave, they're an Italian site. They work with the Paupergeddon folks to get all this data out and get these articles up with deck lists and such. Out of the top 32, the most represented deck was this Broodscale Sadistic Glee combo deck. It had 6 copies in the top 32, which included 1 in top 8 and 2 in top 16. That's a really strong finish. Do we just want to dive into this Glee Sadistic Glee deck?
Let's get into it.
Let's look at the top 8 list here.
Okay, just the top 8 list, because there's kind
This
of
deck is super sweet.
they're doing a couple different things with this.
There are some different things going on because there's a Golgari list in top 16, and I'm sure there's some variation beyond that too with so many different.
There's one that
decks.
Gavin had in his little thread that's Jund. It's pretty sweet looking.
That's the one that top 8'd. There's a Jund one that top 8'd as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. So we're looking at, so it has the Basking Brood Scale, which we had talked about, which is the 1 and a green for the Devoid 2/2 Lizard. It can adapt 1 for 1 and a green, which puts a counter on it, and whenever you put 1 or more counters on it, this is its triggered ability, you get to make a spawn, and it goes infinite with Sadistic Glee and some other sort of, there's another outlet you could do. Looks like they
you just have to have some way to spend the mana.
Yeah, some way to spend the mana.
They only have 2 ways of infinitely killing once they have the combo going. In Makeshift Munitions
and the Molten Gatekeeper.
Yep, correct. Like, those are the only 2 ways it can kill them. Otherwise, you just have an infinite beat stick.
Dinky creatures, yeah.
I mean, I imagine just, like, making a big Brood Scale is also totally fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine, because, like, once it's there, they didn't already remove it.
Like, if it's like a red deck, you're like, cool, kill this.
You're like,
yeah.
If they were playing cast downs or whatever, they would have cast down at the beginning of the combo. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have waited till it was an infinite just in case you had an outlet or anything with that. So it's like the only thing you get really, really punished by that is if they top deck their removal spell, or if you're playing white and they had sorcery speed removal like Journey to Nowhere.
Oh, this deck is super sick.
So this is the Writhing Chrysalis. That's like the big thing.
It's
like
also here too, yeah.
When I was brewing that deck, Writhing Chrysalis was not on my radar at the time as well, but like I didn't think the fair game plan was worth it in this deck.
That's what I was. That's what I mentioned. I was like, I think that the backup plan of just being a dinky fair deck is totally fine, because I mean, your creatures obviously match up super well with like Writhing Chrysalis. I mean, what the Brood Scale itself turns into a 3/3, which is nothing to like scoff at.
Yeah.
It's fine body.
This is such an odd little deck. Like, it's almost like a weird combination between Grixis Affinity and Ponza, with like Grixis Affinity has like the Card Clan Shamans, Deadly Disputes with the
Blood Fountain, Ichor Wellspring.
Yeah, it has like that package, and then
Also
from
Cleansing
Ponza.
Wildfire too.
Yeah, then that's weird. And like from Ponza, it's using like the Writhing Chrysalises.
And Malevolent Rumblings.
Yep, the Malevolent.
I was gonna say Malevolent
yeah.
Rumble is also a huge ad here.
That card is also very.
It's
good.
really good. I mean, like you called out before of just like going like turn 2, like you can just go turn 2 Rumble into turn 3 Chrysalis and just like
cool.
It's
Good
just
luck.
a strong board.
That's what I like that because it's like you can Malevolent Rumble in this, and it's like maybe you do hit a Basking Brute scale, but that's not what the game's about. You just take that Writhing Chrysalis instead and just make that what the game's about.
Yeah, make them answer that.
Another backup plan, like say back into the fair game plan for this deck. You also plays Blood Fountain too. Like you just get to like buy back Writhing Crystals if they do die.
Yeah,
Like cool. Here's a couple more 4/5s. Good luck.
It's just kind of like almost like a little mid-rangey deck with a very odd combo in it. That's weird.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
This is so weird. It's just like something I would see on paper and just not be like very into because I don't like the idea of having like a mid-rangey deck with 4 Sadistic Glees in it. You know what I mean? But it's like, I can't argue with results.
Let me put it to you this way. You remember Splinter Twin?
No.
Oh, that's right. You weren't around for Splinter Twin. Well, that was a really terrible comparison.
I remember
comparison.
I played it in Vintage Cube.
Let me look at you. You remember Splinter Twin?
I remember Splinter Twin.
All right, it's time to go to put you down for a nap, Grandpa.
Can I side in my suppression fields from my Boggles deck?
Dude, I had suppression fields in my Boggles deck too.
Anyways,
but for
it's the same thing. You put in this do nothing enchantment that happens to work with 2 of your creatures, right? It's the same thing.
Yeah,
that's true. That is true. That's a good
just
point.
the exact same thing. Also, you can find it off of Malevolent Rumblings. It gets a permanent.
Mm-hmm. Just like Splinter Twin.
Yeah, this is literally just Splinter Twin. This is a Splinter Twin deck.
Yeah.
Glad we solved it.
Glad we solved it. Do you remember Splinter Twin? No.
Oh wow, yeah. It just doubles it'll just double your Chrysalis triggers, basically.
Yeah,
you just put it on your Chrysalis,
and
it's
that's
just
cute.
you get
Just put it on
2
your
counters
Chrysalis.
every time you sack a spawn.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Put that Cold Air intake on your 300, your Chrysler 300.
You mean your Chrysler 300?
God no, I'm not touching that thing.
Let me read through. I'm going to read through the top 16. We're going to give Paupergeddon a little extra love here. I'm going to quickly run through, and then let's just go through some.
Can we talk real quick? Can we talk about how different this Golgari version is?
Oh yeah, sure. This is in 15th Dano Fiorenza. Oh, the top 8 list was. We'll go through names. That was Salvatore Giavazzo. I'm gonna have so much fun with all these Italian names.
You're gonna crush it, I believe.
I sure hope so. To our Italian audience, I please beg forgiveness if I mess up your names. Call in if I get it really wrong. Please tell me. Okay. So we're looking at the Golgari list now. It's in 15th place. It's playing 3 copies. The only creatures. It's got 7 creatures. It has the 4 Basking Brood Scales and 3 copies of Bloodright Invoker. This is 2 and a black for a Vampire Shaman. It's a 3/1, and it has one of those like Zendikar-esque activated abilities where it's just 8 generic mana. Target player loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life.
It's just begging for you to dump infinite mana into it. So this is more all in the combo.
Yeah, this more in all in and protects your combo.
Yeah, it's more like similar to like the list I brewed in that, but like without the unearths, which I think is interesting, and like the ways to put counters on it cheaply. Because your only way to start the combo going is either with activating Basking Brood Scale itself, activating it, or putting Snakeskin Veil on it, or sacrificing a spawn to Malevolent Rumbling once you already have a Sadistic Glee on it. So I guess it's like the 3, which isn't. There's 3 ways to start the combo. Yeah,
it's reasonable.
But 3 ways to start it, like the Brood Scale itself, then 6 other ways to do it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it, and it's playing 7 of the Deadly Dispute effects to go through the deck. It's playing Chromatic Stars to turn through it. The Ichor Wellsprings, Candy Trails, the Scry 2, and maybe buy you some life in the meantime. It's very, very all in on the combo.
Yeah, a little bit more all in. It can grind a little bit more in terms of like digging for your pieces, but it is a lot more just like all in on the combo, but still like very strong. I like the 4 duress in the main. That's a very strong call out. It's just like, just make sure that you are going to be able to do what you want to do or disrupt what your opponent's trying to do, Because I think like Duress has a lot of good hits, like between good like counter spells, just like take your kill spell out of your hand. Yeah, just like and there's a lot of weird combo decks where you want to just take one piece out of their hand when they're trying to set up, you know.
Yeah, maybe like the more control-y decks will like build to the board and keep up 1 red mana for like Scred or something and think they're safe, but it's like, all right, the rest, oh, you only had the 1 Scred in your hand? Cool, take that out. You thought you were safe, I win.
Yep.
Exactly. No, the different variations of the deck's pretty sweet.
Beautiful.
Shall we start with the entire...
I'll read through the entire top 16 here. So in 16th place, Daniele Migliaccio on Walls combo. We mentioned 15th place, Dario Fiorenza on Golgari Sadistically combo. I guess they're also calling it Golgari Brood Scale. What do we think? Should we call it Glee combo, Brood Scale? What do we think? What should we stick with?
I like Glee combo.
Glee combo? All right,
shorter.
Cool. Sounds more fun.
Glee.
Glee. In 14th place, Michal Dunsky on Koldatha Red. In 13th place, Matteo Sirigliano on Glee Combo. In 12th place, Marcello Canuti on Koldatha Red. In 11th place, Nicola Kordeski on Walls Combo. In 10th place, Manuel Adeleta on Koldatha Red. In 9th place, Marco Trivella on Tireless Tribe Combo.
Love to see that.
Love to see it. I watched some. I caught up on some of the coverage in preparation for it, and also just because I wanted to see the coverage because it was awesome. They had really, really good coverage. Got a bunch of good casters. Gavin Verhey covered the finals and was there all weekend. Like it looked like everyone was having an absolute blast. And I saw some of the Tireless Tribe deck on coverage. It was very cool. It was like this really cool, like both players knew it was one play. I can't remember what the opponent, I think it was against Rakdos Madness. And the Rakdos Madness player had some Krark-Clan Shamans in play, I think, out of the board. Or maybe it was Affinity. I can't remember. It might have been Affinity. Anyway, there were Krark-Clan Shamans on one side and 2 Tireless Tribes on the other side. And so they're both just kind of like staring at each other, like waiting to make the first move and see who would like make sure to time it all correctly. And like the casters were like very aware that this was what was happening and going on. It was really cool. It was really cool to see. So really cool to see Tireless Tribe Combo have some success here. Just shy, probably on tiebreakers, of making the top 8 here. All right, our top 8, our 8th place. We just talked about their list earlier as well. Salvatore Cevazzo on Glee Combo. In 7th place, Lapo Bartoli on Koldatha Red. In 6th place, Andrea Imborgia on Rakdos Madness. In 5th place, Gabriele Borgetti on Walls Cascade. In 4th place, Lorenzo Aldegheri on Mogwarts. In 3rd place, Franco Cicchini on... Or Cicchini. I heard this one on coverage. Franco Cicchini on Grixis Affinity. In 2nd place, Giorgio Venditti on Gruul Panza, which I love their list. We'll take a look at it. And I just want to play this deck, guys. And 1st place, Filippo Pezza on Rakdos Madness.
Hey, Shall we start that up tonight? Let's leave up Panza tonight.
Yeah,
play
let's do it.
After.
You have your Chrysalis now?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make it happen. I would love to.
All right, and I'll sleeve up Rakdos Burn.
Yes.
The sneaky snackers.
Yes, please. We can relive the finals.
Ooh.
So yeah, let's talk about our champion here, Filippo Pezza.
Big congrats.
Congratulations. So that's
awesome. Dude, 600 people taking that down?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's hot.
We got to get over there.
That's really hot.
We got to get over there, guys.
We do. We got to go scrub out.
All right.
Play some side
I got to say I'm truly fascinated.
This list is amazing.
By the sideboard.
It's so good.
The sideboard. This
sideboard is
oh my
so
gosh!
good.
I know.
It's so good. All right, so this is Rakdos Madness. As Cameron alluded to, this list is playing 3 demand answers as additional ways to discard cards and kind of trigger madness stuff. As well as a couple copies of Highway Robbery from OTJ. That's because they're playing all 4 sneaky snackers. They just want to get them out of your hand and just get them into play down the line. So, like Faithless Looting just does it.
Earlier we were all talking, and we equated this to being the Phoenix deck, like in Pioneer, like which is super sick. Like
this is Rakdos Phoenix.
Yeah,
baby.
this is Rakdos Phoenix. Like you get to play your removal spells that you get to play in Phoenix. You get your card draw spells that are insane. And then you get just this free card to put in the graveyard that will come back because you just executed a game plan. Like you didn't do anything extra. You just put it in the graveyard.
You wanted to draw cards. Yes, please.
Cool.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah, you did it. Woohoo.
But yeah, this is just the Phoenix deck. It's super sweet.
This is sick. Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to find some other comparisons.
Could you imagine if they unbanned Treasure Cruise with Sneaky Snacker out now?
God, no.
Oh my
not.
gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely not.
Ugh.
No, this list is really, really sick. Speaking to the sideboard, so James,
cards.
This sideboard is amazing.
Love
so your 4 Smash to Smithereens, pretty standard. 2 Gorilla Shamans, 3 Nile Spellbomb. You know, you have your artifact answers, you have your graveyard answers. The last 6 cards are awesome. So they're all enchantments. We have 3 copies of Trespasser's Curse. This is 1 in a black. It's an aura curse from Amonkhet. You enchant player. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under enchanted player's control, that player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life.
Guess how you beat the Glee deck?
Yeah, that's how you beat the Glee deck. It's how you beat Koldatha Red. It's how Mogwarts can't combo with this attached to them.
Yeah.
This is sick technology.
It's really
okay.
good.
Let me throw this out
4.
there. Cool. Let me throw this out there. Remember the Paupergeddon that Affinity or Jeskai Glitter's Affinity broke out in? And remember was the like radical sideboard that deck had?
Yeah.
It was just like 4-4-4-3.
Yeah.
This is kind of the same deal. It's just like playing these weird cards. Well, not weird cards. Well, these are weird cards. The other ones were not so much. But
Right.
like
they're just
these
bangers.
These are
specific
bangers
things.
against. They do this very niche thing that stops a lot of people doing their stuff.
Yeah.
It's super sick.
I had somebody cast this against me when I was playing Dimir Fairies.
I had somebody cast this against
hard.
me in Standard.
Yeah. I've seen it in Standard.
And that may or
It's
may
pretty
not
good in draft too.
that may or may not have been the only time I've ever stormed out of a game store.
That's funny. It wasn't the only time.
And actually left.
Oh, yeah, it was gone for the day. Okay, may have been the only time. I own 4 copies of this from the sideboard of my one of my first ever like modern decks,
Sure.
where it's just like gifted Aetherborns and Valdarian longbows and stuff. Yeah, I came the game and Torment of Hailfires when they were like,
Torment Hellfire is a sick card.
that was the most expensive card. They were like $3 at the time.
Yeah.
I was sick.
Balling out.
But yeah,
I know.
Trespasser's Curse, very sick. The last 3 cards, 3 copies of Contaminated Ground. I was watching coverage of the finals, and when Gavin Verhey saw the sideboard list, he started freaking, like vibrating with glee and joy when he saw this in this player's sideboard.
This card hoses Panza.
It's very
This
good.
card hoses Panza.
Very
not only
good.
can they no longer untap their land with their Arbor Elf,
I was
this
thinking that
actually
too.
removes
The
Utopia
Wagra.
Sprawl.
Yeah.
It's very
Or
strong.
Utopia Sprawl, not
Yeah,
Wagra.
you use Utopia. It removes Utopia Sprawl.
That's funny.
Yeah, this is so sick.
I'm gonna read it. It's 1 in a black, an enchantment aura. Enchant land. Enchanted land is a swamp. Whenever enchanted land becomes tapped, its controller loses 2 life.
Just better Spreading Seas.
Yeah,
Spring
Much
Seas is a
better
legal
Spreading
card that we
Seas.
could play.
it's true.
Oh,
This is just
kinda cool to
better.
Yeah, this is sick. I'm so here for this.
No, I didn't think. I forgot that it would make the enchant forest auras fall off. I forgot that. I did think about the Arbor Elf interaction, but I forgot about that part.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Artifact lands are still artifact lands, correct with this?
Yeah, they still maintain a super type.
Okay.
That was my other question.
Yeah,
If you
they
could-
still
if you could shut
maintain
that
it. They
up.
still maintain a super type.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah, but still being like sticking that on, just really sticking it on a land in like a control matchup and just like that's
Good luck.
That's like 2 life they're gonna pay every time they want to use their mana. Like that'll add up if they have to tap it like 2 or 3 times the rest of the game. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's like 2 free burn spells.
Yeah. 2 free shocks is pretty
And,
good.
and this is the burn deck,
Exactly.
so this really adds up.
Oh yeah.
Bringing it back to the main board, this deck abandoned Deadly Dispute.
Yep.
They
And
did.
it's not playing Ichor Wellsprings or Deadly Dispute package anymore. Instead, it's opting to play Demand Answers and Highway Robbery in favor of pitching that Sneaky Snacker.
Yeah.
Love it.
And those do say it as an additional cost.
Correct.
So you can draw your card for turn, cast one of these pitcher sneaky snacker, draw 2 more cards, and that'd be your 3rd card per turn, and bring back the sneaky snackers. You can't do that on your opponent's turn.
Sure.
But on your turn, it's just free real estate, baby.
Yup.
Cool. Yeah, this deck is a lean, mean machine.
I'm excited to play it. This and Ponza has got my I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
I'm not. I mean, I am. For heads up, I guess this is for later on, but I am probably gonna go play a smaller Pauper tournament this weekend out at Game Night in Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Good place to go get your singles, by the way, if you're in Nashville, Tennessee. But they're having a win a box. I'm kind of deciding what I want to play. I don't have a ton of the MH3 commons yet, but this might be a high.
I would play this if it was me.
I'm also probably going to just jam the deck that I played last time because I had such a fun time with it.
Dude, everybody wants to want me to qualify for DC.
I know.
And you just told me there's Pauper Saturday.
There's a Pauper win a box on Saturday. Yeah, Carson and I are going. I think.
Is it Saturday? It might. It's not Sunday.
I think it's or Spencer said
the
same
dude,
day.
if it's Sunday, that'd be powerful.
Well, that's less important.
We'll
I would be way less interested.
No, that wouldn't be powerful.
I was like, yeah, I don't really want to go to work the next day if that's the case.
Because I'm gonna hang out with a girl on Sunday.
Look at you.
Cute. Good for you.
But anywho,
nerd.
But anywho, so like, yeah. So looking at some of these lists, like this one specific, it's like the temptation to play something like Contaminated Ground is really strong.
Oh yeah. And I bet they have Contaminated Grounds.
I would bet if I called them right now, they would have 4 pulled immediately.
Dude, free shout out. But I love Steven at Game Night just because it's like I needed Cavener Souls. I wanted non-foils, and I messaged a store. I'm like, hey, do you guys have any Cavener Souls for sale or anything? And they're like, they text me back. We have like 1 borderless foil or whatever in the case or whatever if you're interested. And I'm like, no thank you, I appreciate you though. And then Steven messaged me back on Facebook. He's like, hey, sorry that was an employee. He's like, I personally have 4 foil Cavener Souls that I'm willing to sell you. And I'm like, what a guy. You know, but it was just really
nice
cool.
Guy.
I know.
He is a nice guy.
Should we talk about the Ponza list?
Let's go to the Ponza list.
Shall we go to this pawn? In second place?
In second place. All right, there's a lot of cool stuff going on with this. So this is very, very similar to the builds we talked about last week that started popping up in challenges and 5-0s. We've got your Writhing Chrysalises. We've got your Malevolent Rumbles. They've moved away from the Repurposer, which was the 3-mana 3/3 that comes in with a spawn. This list is back to playing a couple of generous Ents. The one in particular, there's a few points here that I want to call out. In the board, I'll start with the board. They have their Deglammers, which I think is just standard. What you do in Ponza. It's standard. Just, look, it's affinity with indestructible lands. Let's swap to our Deglammers.
It's standard operating procedure.
Yep. Everything else looks pretty, Gorilla Shamans, Breath Weapons, some Nylea's Disciple to help with some life gain, which I think can come in super handy if you also expect a bunch of Rakdos Madness alongside with the Kolotha Red. The big innovation in the board that I like here is 4 Lightning Bolts. They're not in the main, they're not playing Screds or anything, just keeping your main deck hits with Cascade to be outside of like Arbor Elves and the Utopia Sprawl Wild Growths, just trying to keep them as like efficient and
as
powerful,
high impact
as possible. Yeah,
So,
that's a good way to put it.
What do you think these lightning bolts come in against?
I think they come in against any creature combos, like the Brood Scale, Mogwarts, like if you need to just pick off some pesky fairies, if maybe you're in the mirror and you want to take, I mean, that actually doesn't work against Chrysalis. You can't stop Chrysalis.
It's too powerful.
It's too powerful. I think it's mostly for the creature combo decks, which
That
I
makes
think
sense.
they, especially because a number of them can operate on low mana sources, like especially like Mogwarts, like with like Deadly Disputes to make treasure tokens and stuff like that. Like they can operate on a pretty low land count, and so I think making sure you have, like, you can just leave up your red source, just one red source, like for the whole game, and just know that you're like safe at least once for the most part, and just continue to do your thing. That's what comes to mind for me. They're certainly not there to like burn your opponent out or anything, but I think that's
just get to the point.
Right. Yeah, excellent. You totally could. That was my thought.
I'm noticing I like that. I agree with that. I agree with that. But
do you holistically agree with that?
I don't know what that word means. But anyway,
intrinsically,
I don't know what that word means. I can't read, so a sign can't stop me. I'm noticing a few decks in like the top 16 too. I saw this. There was like people were not respecting graveyard decks in this tournament and got very rewarded.
Why do you think I'm like kind of into this dredge idea?
I know, like there's zero, dude. Could you imagine like dredge against this? Just whoop.
Yeah, cool.
No relics. Like I think one of the Rakdos decks had no spell bombs, no relics. I saw a Grixis deck with like no spell bombs or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's going on?
Yeah, the first place list had like 3 bombs, but that was like it.
That's fine. That's better than 0.
It's better than 0. I mean, yeah, it's like. I mean, that's just kind of like Jeskai Ephemerate playing like 0 ways to interact with the graveyard.
I just don't like being a dog to graveyard decks.
No, because it accompanies that same. It is in the same space as that like affinity thing where you like if you don't pack crate for it, you will lose to it. Especially it's a consistent, tried and true thing that has happened forever.
Especially with like the monsters running around our area.
I guess you're now talking about me.
No, I'm talking about Hunter.
Oh yes, Hunter. Hunter gets away with so much by just picking graveyard cards, and nobody packs graveyard hate.
Like Austin was talking about. He's like, hey, who's like a good player to ask for a team trios event for Pauper? And I was going through like the old Game Cave post of like the top 8s, and I'm like, dude, I'm seeing Hunter's name a lot.
Oh yeah,
on top
very
8.
consistent.
And like he. For a while, like he was just playing, like he was going between like the one land spy, and Cycle Storm. He was just obliterating with those decks.
Infect
well. Oh yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he even said he's been off Infect for a little bit and just playing those 2 combo decks.
Yeah, those 2 combo graveyard decks is very good.
That's why I'd be terrified to go near Nashville Pauper scene without relics or spell bombs. And a lot of that is because of the respect I have for that person as a player.
Yes.
Yeah,
decks.
Yeah, he has every good as a chance to win our locals.
Well, I tried the just dodging method and it doesn't work.
Yeah, you do get parried into him frequently. That would be like me if I tried to avoid playing Jay in a Pauper tournament. Couldn't do it if I tried. Yeah, I couldn't do it if I tried.
Or if I tried to dodge you.
Who's you and me? People can't see.
If I try to dodge Cameron, it doesn't happen.
If Thomas Gunn tried to dodge Cameron Schindler,
it can't happen.
No, yeah, they can't tell that it's me. They don't know this is Thomas Gunn.
Every episode is somebody's first episode.
It changes every time. The last
drugs.
The last point. Oh boy, the last card I want to talk about in this Ponza list is the sickest card in the list by far.
Agreed.
They are playing in the main deck. They're playing 1 copy of another MH3 card that we did not talk about, and I doubt anyone really talked about. But here it is. This is Colossal Dread Mask because Wizards just can't help themselves with the memes on Colossal Dread Mob. But we encourage it.
I bet they're patting themselves in the back.
Absolutely.
Hard.
They're like, oh, look at that.
Anytime they get like a Stormcrow or a Colossal Dread Mob meme in there, they absolutely go for it.
Absolutely. So this is Colossal Dread Mask. It's a green artifact equipment. It costs 4 green. It has Living Weapon, so it comes in with that 0/0 Phyrexian Germ, and it attaches automatically to it. It gives the equipped creature +6/+6 and has Trample, which is the callback to Colossal Dread Maw.
That's so cool.
And it also has Equip 3 green.
That's a big equip cost.
So, like, this is sick on a lot of axes. Like, you can ramp into this just straight up. You can cascade into this off of your Annoyed Altasaur.
That'd be hot.
And then what I think is actually, we kind of were talking about this a little bit earlier, just like the actual sickest part of this is that it can just equip to your small stuff.
Turn my Arbor Elf into a 7/7.
Yeah, turn your Arbor Elf into a 7/7. Turn your spawns into a 6/7.
I was ranting my buddy at work today, and I'm just like, you know what the worst part about Ponza is when like you're in that top decking stage and you run out of gas, like they killed your Annoyed Altasaur already, and it's like you cascade in. Like we talk about this a lot. That cascade, what this deck does, it loves to Annoyed Altasaur into a wild growth. That's the worst feeling.
Right.
And then you just get left with like a bunch of dinky Arbor Elves or whatever, because it's like, all right, you're already making 20 mana, so like I'm not gonna kill your Arbor Elf because there's just no point. Like you already have enough mana at this stage in the game. Like once you get past once you transition, like what you said, once you transition from the early game to the late game with the help of that Arbor Elf ain't so good no more.
Right.
And you get stuck, like they'll kill your big guys and the game's kind of like slowing down and you're top decking. Well, guess what? 5 mana is nothing for this deck in the late game. Let's put that on Arbor Elf. We got a 6/6 trample that I can untap a forest with. 7/7 trample with Arbor Elf. That's so cool. Like,
if you're tapping your 7/7 to untap a forest, I have words. I have words for you.
But then you can pay to equip it to something else after that. But so I'm just like really geeking out over like this card gives this deck another late game plan to fight on. That's not just the initiative. Because like really that's your only way of taking people experiments with the Monarch before, like we were talking last week, or 2-3 weeks ago before Writhing Chrysalis. But I feel like you have so many stupid dinky dudes that a copy or maybe 2 copies of this Dread Mass that can just go play around with other creatures is awesome. I love that. It just makes everything a pain in the butt. Like that's what it's so annoying. Like when you're playing against like Coggates or something, like it's very, very, very similar to Coggates. Like, do you get where I'm coming from? Where it's I'm not crazy, right?
No, you have this like this inevitability off of this equipment.
Like, say exactly like you're playing against Coggates and like they have a Basilisk Gate or 2 Basilisk Gates out, and like you're top decking everything you have to kill now because maybe you're at 10 or 11 life, and if they have 2 Basilisk Gates, anything's lethal now. Like your one creature will kill you, and then they top deck a Sacred Cat, and you're like, well, hell, that's 2 creatures I have to kill now. That sucks. Like, this just reminds me so much of Coggates because you could just start moving around your stupid, dinky creatures that before your opponent did not care about killing. I do not need to kill your Arbor Elf. I have 0 reason to kill your Arbor Elf until now.
You know, this Colossal Dread Mask is pretty sweet little addition, a little fun of. I don't think you really want to play more than
4, baby, 4. Put them in there.
That is aggressive. Another cool thing is you can also find it off Malevolent Rumbling.
Oh
it's
yeah,
a permanent. You can find off Malevolent Rumbling.
Is this deck playing 4 copies of Malevolent Rumbling?
It sure is.
Let's go, baby. I like this new list.
Because you can. Well, and say another thing is you can cascade into the Malevolent Rumbling, and then if you happen to find the Dread Mask off of it, you just get to pick it up and make a Scion. That's pretty sweet.
That is, I like that. You said this earlier, Thomas, but it's just like it's nice that this deck's it's just really leaning into its game plan. Game 1, it's found itself. It found its body it's comfortable in, and it's being unapologetically. Walk me through it. Unapologetically itself.
Was there anything else you wanted to finish out on that point?
I'm just gushing over it. I'm on the same boat as you, man. I really like this deck.
It's really sick. Get the bolts in the board. Get them out of here. Just
get them. We don't need them.
I also had the thought.
Trunk people. Who needs them?
One other, I know I already said that Lightning Bolt is good against the creature combo, but I thought of another deck, just the walls deck, because it can kill the Axe Big.
That is a creature combo deck.
Is it 03
but
or 04?
it's one I didn't call out, and I just thought of it. And Walls had a pretty good showing at Paupergeddon too, so.
Yeah, it is one of the best decks in the format. 8 land Walls. It's just.
Well, the power.
It's got 3 copies in the top 16
from the powerful Devon Northcut.
No, they're playing more than 8 lands. One of our buddies, I think we said this already. One of our buddies is playing.
We've
8
gone
lands.
on and on about it.
And
it's true. I blasted him, and then he
gushing.
called me out because I blasted him.
Are there any other points y'all want to talk about from these results?
I really like this Kadoltha red deck in top 16 by Manuel Adelete. This is why Thomas reads the names. By Manuel, here in top 16, you guys have this deck pulled up with me.
Okay.
Looks like your normal Kadoltha deck, except for it's playing 3 Rites of Initiation. So that's that 1 red instant. A singular red instant. Discard any number of cards at random from your hand. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of a turn for each card discarded this way. So this isn't like if you get like an early Kadoltha Rebirth and like a Voldaren Epicure, like if you go Voldaren Epicure, Kadoltha Rebirth, God forbid a Goblin Bushwhacker gets into this party. Like it's just a good way to be like, I'll discard these last 2 lands in my hand and you're at 2, 3. Let's put ourselves in top deck.
Another card that this one's playing that most other are not is the full set of Goblin Grenade.
4 Goblin Grenades.
The full set of Goblin Grenade.
That turned me on.
That is a heat.
In the sideboard, I You
Ooh.
see 3 raises.
Yeah, I love Raze.
I know. I don't think Raze is good against Ponza.
I would agree.
No, because like you could think of a situation where you're like, oh, I'm gonna get their land with the Utopia Sprawl.
How'd that work for you?
But then you are down a land.
Then they stone rain you.
Yeah, exactly what
And
they
then you
want.
have no more lands left.
That seems
doesn't
really
matter.
bad.
It's pretty bad.
Well,
Let's not do
killed
that.
me.
No, I imagine it's here for like Coggates and things like that.
Yeah. I think you're have a really tough matchup against Coggates, and only one copy in like the top 32 of Coggates, which kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I do enjoy that deck. Maybe it's just because I think it's a strong showing, and maybe your Grixis Affinity deck matchup's not as good anymore too.
One, I think yes, the Ponza deck. But I don't even think that's the entire reason. I think it's just a really kind of slow.
It's very extremely slow. It takes a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like this is a deck that wants the game to go long, but I don't know that the long game's good for that deck right now.
Like when our buddy put together the Orzhov Blade deck, his variation of it, man, like I was struggling. The only games that I beat him where it's like I mulligan to Sacred Cat and or Basilisk and hope I got the Basilisk off the top or something sometime soon. Like it was the game like I remember distinctly crushing him was going like turn 2 Sacred Cat, turn 3 Basilisk Gate, pump a Sacred Cat, get in for 4. I'm like, all right, let's race, baby.
I do want to point out what you mentioned the Orzhov Blade list. We mentioned it was the 5th most represented deck on day 1 with 32 copies.
Where's it at?
It is maybe has one player in the other category for all of day 2 and nothing in top 32.
Dang,
I do.
Austin, what do you think of that?
Another deck I want to point out because this is a sweet one is the top 8 walls combo deck because it is not a combo deck in game 1. It's the Cascade deck in game 1.
Dude, I'm not playing an RCQ Saturday. I'm playing Pauper. I'm so excited.
So it's the Cascade deck game 1, like the walls Cascade deck that boards into the combo deck post board.
Wait, what place is this in?
It's in the top 8. It's the top 8 walls deck.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. So you can like fake them out, and they like have to like hold up in these removal spells, and you're like, oh, here's an Annoyed Altasaur, and you're like, oh, that's a problem.
So I just saw the card in the sideboard again. Nylea's Disciple, 2 green creature, Centaur Archer. When it enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to the devotion to green.
Correct.
So I think it's fine in the walls deck because you have so many green pips in the walls. But what about like Ponza?
Ponza has a ton of green.
But why are we playing this over Weather of a Storm?
Because it's a body. It's another body.
But I feel like Weather of a Storm's ceiling is just so much higher than this could ever dream to be.
Is it though?
Yeah.
We'll think about that for just a second.
Okay.
Like, one, yes, it blocks future damage too.
Future.
Future damage. Future, yeah.
The future.
Everything is chrome in the future. But you can ramp it out in the Ponza deck. You can ramp it out on turn 2 if you really needed to. Put a 3/3 into play on turn 2 if you really wanted to.
Yeah, if you're ramping it out, you're probably gaining.
Yeah, you gain like a lightning bolt's worth of life, or sorry, actually more than a lightning bolt. It'd actually be 4 life because you have to have a.
Yeah, I guess because they have to bolt this to get it out of the way to attack. They're probably putting you there, but sometimes like the burn deck gets to a point where it doesn't really give a damn if you have a blocker, and like they're so wide, like with Rites of Initiation or Goblin Grenade, they just go around it and just cool block one of my 1/1s.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Well, that's also to my point is cool. Then the other card only gains you 9 life, but doesn't affect the board.
Yeah, and I guess like a lot of it is you can play around Weather of a Storm really, really well. Like good burn players like Mr. Thomas Gunn, like I've seen you in action, man. People aren't gaining 9 or 12 off Weather of a Storm against you.
No,
they're not doing that.
Nope, I'm not playing into it.
But also, that being said, Weather of a Storm's gone, but chains are off.
Oh yeah,
you're a monster then. That's if Weather of a Storm's off the table.
Yeah,
it's back to casting 12 damage in
the
turn,
literal chain.
So exactly, yeah. But the chains of lightning are unbanned if Weather of a Storm's gone.
Chains of lightning.
So that's a cool name. That's a dope.
Chains are broken.
Chains of Mephistopheles.
Ooh.
Would you like to read that card for
No,
us,
I would not like to read that card. But like I kind of want to sing with this card. It's like you can play around Weather of a Storm. You can't play around Nylea's Disciple. But if you need to play around Weather the Storm, is that not a bonus? Is that not a good thing if you have to play around this and we have to slow down the game a little bit? Isn't that good?
I like being able to attack with my deck that has no removal spells. I'll throw that out there. It plays 0 removal spells now. Like in the board, you have the lightning bolts.
I mean, I'm generally a fan of Nylea's Disciple. I think it gains a few points of life.
It used to be
it can trade with another card.
It used to be Ponza's way of gaining life prior to the printing of Weather the Storm. Like that was their way to do that. So I think it's totally fine. Like it also scales up like in the mirror matches too. Like if you know that you're like going, the games need to go a little bit longer. Like I think you can board this in again, like the mirror match.
I'm not boarding this in the mirror.
I'm saying you can. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying give yourself the
strong
opportunity.
opinion.
I'm giving yourself the.
I am.
I'm giving yourself the opportunity not to be just completely dead. Like
Well,
you are giving me the most wild look.
I don't think it's good in the mirror. I wouldn't bring it in the mirror. And then I was more thinking. I was not giving you a bad look. I was really, really thinking on the statement that you said, I want my deck without creature removal to attack. Yeah. I was more thinking about that than to walls. But I was more thinking about that than giving you a dirty look. And what Thomas said, where it's like, you're so strong opinionated. Well, you told me to think for myself.
So, that
was a test.
I definitely passed. I do think it's better in this version of Ponza than Weather the Storm is, because as I just said, attacking I think has got to be better when you need to end the game and you have no reason to, or no way to stop your opponent from winning the game.
Yeah, I get that. It's just when I gain like 15, 18 life off a Weather Storm,
cool. You can also do that with this.
You're winning that game already, regardless of this. I wasn't gonna win the game.
You're not always winning a game where you just like gain 18 life of a Weather Storm. It's certainly not a I win the game button. Like I've come back from a lot more than. No, I've come back from a lot more than that.
Not against me.
A burn deck.
I'm winning that game.
He also wasn't playing Ponza.
Okay, but that's true. My point is, if you're gaining 12, if you're getting above 10 life with this in Ponza, you probably didn't need it. You already have 10 devotion out.
The thing is, you just need to buy yourself enough time, like because most people are not playing the burn deck like Thomas plays. They're playing the creature versions, which like you can just sit there and block their
3/3 blocks everything.
All of your creatures come in, like your deck is full of creatures that just block their whole deck.
Yeah.
So this one, if you just block long enough and you get to land this, you gain 6, 7 life. That's
not even just gain like 3 or 4 life. That's totally fine.
But we're playing against a deck that plays chain lightnings, lightning bolts, goblin grenades, and stuff.
Great.
It's like they don't need to attack.
That's kind of the point of their deck.
No, Kuldotha needs to attack.
Kuldotha has.
That's what we're
that's
talking
what I'm
about.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying the non-Thomas.
Yeah.
I was like the non-Thomas gun version.
I'm the only
red.
maniac trying to still play all burn.
There's a couple copies that are playing like in here that have Fire Blast and stuff in them. But like,
also,
the deck that I was talking about that Manuel was playing with the goblin grenades, like they don't need to attack.
Also, the fact that the current actual burn deck is a little slower than traditional burn is also a huge boon for playing something like this, because again, this is something else that they would have to lightning bolt to get through, in theory to get through. This is something that that you're attacking with that also gained you a ton of life. So I think this is like on the surface just better, right? Currently, I'm not saying like de facto like this is better every time. I think currently,
I don't know if it's better, but I think it in this context, I think it makes more sense in this board for what they're trying to do, and based on the types of aggressive decks that they expect to face.
If I'm playing at a local level, I'm not expecting everybody to play an aggro or burn deck to the caliber that Thomas Gunn would play it. And I think I'm going to get more mileages out of my Weather Storms against the average burn opponent. And that's very...
No, I would agree with that.
And that's something that goes against what you should do in Magic, whereas you should expect your opponent to always make the correct play. But I think people, not that they actively choose not to play Weather Storm, they get into the mindset of, okay, well, if they have it, they have it. What are the odds they have it? I'm just going to go for it. And which is sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes if the only way you think you're to win this game is if your opponent doesn't have it, play like they don't have it. So like if you have to do that, you have to do that. But a lot of times when I played against you, Thomas, you're not letting go of them until like you're not blinking. You don't blink against Weather Storm, which could also be a detriment if they don't have Weather Storm.
Right.
If I hold open, if I just don't play a card against you, Thomas, and like keep that one card where it's at the entire game, you're gonna think it's Weather Storm. And if I keep up 2 mana, you're never gonna go crazy on me.
Almost never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost never, unless you got.
If I can
black.
try and like suss it out.
I've lost a game against you where it's like, all right, you cast a bunch of spell. Here's a Weather Storm. You're like 2 blast. You're dead. Yeah, I'm dead. You know.
I'll tell you what was not on my bingo card for today. Having a huge discussion over Nylea's Disciple.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's interesting. I just think your opponent having to play around it is so important to me, and there's no having to play around Nylea's Disciple.
I'm going to trust the people that did super well in this extremely large Pauper event.
You are talking to Magic's best player right now.
Wow, that's
really Thomas is right over
I'm
there.
sorry. Where is Filippo?
Thomas is right there. And I hope everybody knows. Like when I'm being very argumentative, it's for the content. You know.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know, I'm taking it pretty personal.
No,
I think it's just meta dependent. I think your point about if you were to
it's a fun discussion more.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun discussion. We definitely got a little into the weeds about it, but I think it's a good talking point because like there will be days where you want Weather the Storm, and there will be days where you want Nylea's Disciple. I think they serve slightly different roles. They are the like life gain sideboard card against like the red deck and adjacent decks like it. It's just whether you think you want like Weather the Storm against maybe decks that whether you want. I see. Now I've been derailed.
Rather a Storm against aggressive
if you want
decks.
Weather, if you think Weather Storm lines up better against these aggressive decks, or if you think Nylea's Disciple lines up better against these aggressive decks, and I think these players who had a lot of success chose Nylea's Disciple because they thought they didn't need a huge burst of life gain. They just needed enough to like be able to get them across the finish line and like we were talking about bridge cards last week, like bridging the gap to get to what you're going to have later on in the game. Hey fam, Thomas coming in real quick. We really just kind of glanced over a huge part of Nylea's Disciple being a part of the Pawns deck, at least, because it plays Cascade cards. That's really, really important in terms of comparing it to Weather the Storm, where, yes, I think as we'll get into, there are certain ceilings for Weather the Storm, but I think being able, if you hit it off of Cascade, it's not the best thing in the world. Okay, back to the discussion. Bye. And also a 3/3 body is a relevant size. Like, yes, it can be lightning bolted, it can be chain lightninged, but at the end of the day, if they have to use another card to deal with
please chain lightning.
Yeah,
right?
like gaining life is against like a dedicated burn deck is basically like a card in a way. So
pre-board, the Pawns deck has, I think I counted 28 green devotion available to it. And then if you can board into the Nylea's Disciple, that adds an extra 6, so 34 times 3.
What does that mean?
That's so much life. I'm giving
Just
you
I'm
giving you the maximum output of what you can do.
That's not happening.
Well, no, Cameron, that's
I
not
know.
happening.
That's what I know. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I'm saying. But
I'm saying you're giving yourself.
On Weather the Storm
giving
is so
yourself
much
the out.
higher.
The ceiling is higher.
Yeah, can I give you the rest of my sentence before
Yeah,
you cut me off? Thank you. Cool.
You've been cutting me off all day, mister.
Let him talk.
Continue.
I'm giving you the maximum output to show what you can do. I'm not saying that you're going to do that. Obviously, you're basically never going to do that. But you got to think about how a game could play out where you like have a couple of little like wild growths or Utopia Sprawls, an Arbor Elf, and you have two Nylea's Disciples, right? Let's just imagine. So the first one gains
Four?
five? Because 3, because 1 from the elf, 2 from the 2 enchantments,
Yep,
and
yep.
So you gained 5 on the
I missed
first
that there
one,
was a second
and then you gained
enchantment.
12 from the second one.
Yeah, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah. Seven from the second one, 5 from the first one, 12 life total, and you're attacking for 6. Seems pretty good.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I think that's like a pretty reasonable game that could happen.
Yeah.
Like, they're not pointing their burn spells at your Nylea's Disciple. They're pointing their burn spells at you.
No, I would love if they did that though.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Like if they do have the lightning bolter for every reason, that's just 3 more life.
Also, I think if you turn 2, this is completely like gain 4 life.
No, I'm not saying the card's bad in any means.
No,
I think this is a good card.
No, I'm just giving like context of like where you wouldn't spam off a Weather the Storm that quickly, right?
No, and that's what the point I was making initially too is that's why I like what you were saying is like, okay, maybe you ramp into this early, and if you have 2 in hand, I think where this gets to par with the Big Weather Storm is if you have 2 in your hand and you have a Utopia Sprawl Arbor Elf start, and you go turn 2, turn 3 this, and then the following turn you play a second copy.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's really, really good. And my point is, like, I'm saying, like, that's something they cannot play around. So that's more proactive versus, like, a Weather Storm is something that's more reactive and you have to play around.
And I think in this current version of Ponza, you don't want to be reactive. You want to
that's
be
true. I like that, yeah, because we're
proactive.
talking about we're getting the bolts out of here. Get them out of here.
Yeah, we're one no removal spells. We want our life gain sources to also help with our game plan of get them dead.
Austin's going to love this.
Oh, this is gonna be something.
Is that it, fam?
Is that it? Well, I want to talk about. We've talked enough.
No, I think we've kind of. Well, I think there was one more thing. I think
this top 3 of the tournament, I just want to say, really sums up the tournament of kind of like what we saw, minus Gleeful, like with the Rakdos Burn playing Mystique, the Gruul Ponza, and the Grixis deck. I feel like that's a very good representation of this tournament.
Yeah, we had a brand new deck with Brute Scale and Glee combo, and yeah, I agree with you. These top 3 is very, very representative of the best decks, and like Mogwarts in 4th, Walls, Cascade / sideboard into the combo in 5th. Like, there's a Koldatha deck in here.
The
like
fact that the
great.
first like blue deck doesn't start till top 32 is kind of wild.
Yeah. And all of top 8 is playing red cards.
Correct.
And then
red became very much the best color.
15 out of 16 is playing red in top 16.
Mm-hmm.
So all but the tribe combo.
14 tribe and the Golgari Brute Scale.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Punish me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then we better get to it.
We better get to it. Shall we sign off? Man, this is a long one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We had a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, y'all went off.
Yeah.
Y'all went off on Nylea's Disciple.
It's good content. The back and forth is good content.
No, it's good. It's good.
I enjoyed it.
You don't have to edit it.
Yeah, that's not my problem. No, I'm kidding. No, I genuinely like those conversations, and I just want you to know and other people to know I'm not trying to be like malicious or a dick in any way. You're not. Like, I genuinely like having good conversations about Magic with good Magic players.
Yeah, and I think yes,
that's what I like this stuff. I don't want to talk about what do we think is the best card in Modern Horizons. I want to talk about Weather of a Storm and the heels, whatever.
Why
30 minutes.
Why are they doing what they're doing?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I get it.
That's how I feel about it. All right, we're hyped. If you made it this far, thank you.
I don't know how you did, but you did, and you're a champ for it.
Yeah,
you are a champ. We love you all.
You're the MVPs. If you have any questions, like you want to spark a conversation, like at the beginning of this episode that we had,
and in the middle, and at the end.
Yeah, it's true.
So this whole episode.
Yeah, if you want to spark a conversation with a question, like we answered at the beginning of the episode, you can send those questions to us at commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com. That description is in the bio, along with our Twitter handles if you want to send us a little DM Maruski, and we will answer your questions live on the pod. If you like us this much, and God, if you made it this far, leave us a review. What are you doing? Do it. It makes me happy.
We all live for your happiness, Cameron.
If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad? I love that song. I'm not going to go for it. My voice is really fried after talking for 2 hours.
That's fair.
And I like the Michael Sarah Palin version the best. The cover. If it makes you happy.
I don't know what that is.
All right, we love you all.
Oh, dude, you and Hana would feel that song, Thomas. Like,
yeah.
That'd be hot.
Anyway, thanks for listening, fam. We love you.
Get out of here.
I'm going to get a little closer to my computer. I don't know why I'm set up like this. I'm like tried to edge myself further away so I wouldn't pick up the you're speaking as much, but it doesn't freaking matter.
I peaked my mic when you said edging myself.